Recorded Books Incorporated presents an unabridged recording of To the Gates of Richmond, the Peninsula Campaign by Stephen W. Sears, narrated by Nelson Runger. This work, copyrighted 1992 by Stephen W. Sears, is recorded by arrangement with Houghton Mifflin. This recording is copyrighted 1995 by Recorded Books Incorporated. The Peninsula Campaign of 1862 was the largest campaign of the Civil War. They called it the Grand Campaign, and the commanding general of the Army of the Potomac, General George McClellan, was called by some newspapers the Young Napoleon, and his army was compared to the Grande Armée. But President Lincoln came to suspect his will to fight, and General Robert E. Lee, appointed commander of the Confederated forces as the Federal Army closed in on Richmond, showed this to be all too true. And now, To the Gates of Richmond, the Peninsula Campaign.
Introduction. The enemy are at the gates. Who will take the lead and act? The Richmond Dispatch pleaded on May 16, 1862. The massive Federal Army, some compared it to Napoleon's Grande Armée, was indeed very nearly at Richmond's gates that day. Soon enough Yankee soldiers could see the city's spires and hear its clock bells chime the hours. Citizens and soldiers alike believed the climax of the war was at hand. The Peninsula Campaign of 1862, the march to the gates of Richmond, was the largest single campaign of the Civil War. More men, 250,000 of them, and more weapons of war were assembled on the Virginia Peninsula for this battle for the capital of the Confederacy than for any other operation of the war. Contemporaries called it, aptly enough, the Grand Campaign. More than its size generated the sense of something special about the Peninsula Campaign. In his journal, the Comte de Paris, pretender to the French throne, recalled how anxious he was to join General McClellan's staff. "We counted upon seeing the campaign, because, of course, there was only supposed to be one campaign, and that one both immediate and short. The principal army of the Federal government was to march on Richmond and fight the principal army of the Confederacy there. And if the Federals were victorious, as it was supposed they would be, the rebellion..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?